Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? Oh, as many of you know, I am trying to ignore the snow outside, the stuff that has fallen, and the stuff that we're supposed to get. So today's topic is chores and getting your kids to help out around the house. So before I get into the 3 reasons why I feel that chores are super important and 4 ways you can get your kids involved, I want to talk about where this topic came from. And so I've been kind of not feeling well. I've been under the weather for a few days. And so you ever feel like you come out of being sick and you look around and you're like, my house is destroyed. And even though you've been doing the little things trying to keep up, I swear all I do is dishes and laundry. My dishwasher is broken. So I have the privilege of hand washing all my dishes, and so yeah, I feel like that's all I've been doing. So I have been doing those things, but it really gets to the point where I honestly really wanted to reach for a match and just kind of burn the house down, but my husband said I wasn't allowed. So it resulted in me digging out a chore chart for the children and a list of things that I wanted to make sure was done every single week. And so by doing these things, so we're very a scheduled family. We like lists, we like to-do lists, we like things we can cross off or check off. So I'll actually show you kind of what that looks like. So this is the list for the week. So you can see there's a whole list of things that I hope to get accomplished. Some of those things have names beside them. So like my bedroom, obviously, I would be responsible for that. My son would be responsible for his bedroom. They learned at a very young age not to let mom go in and help clean their rooms because mom turns into grab a garbage bag and start chucking things. So they learned to keep their rooms tidy. Good morning, Jody. How are you? Yeah, but then there's other things that anybody can do, right? Like sweep the kitchen, sweep the bathrooms, mop, things like that that really should have been getting done every single week. That just wasn't. It just wasn't getting done, and nobody knew if anybody else did it. I have a dog, 2 cats, kids, a mini home. So there's very little space and a lot of dirt and hair and, all the things that come with those, having a bunch of people in a house that small. So that is the reason that this list has appeared in our house. And then individually, I made a list for both of the kids. So it's right here. You can see that it is laid out for each day of the week. And they each have 4 chores that they are expected to do. So for example, the first one is to take the dishes that I've already washed, make sure they're away in the right place. Wipe down the table after every meal. Fill the wood bin. So we have a wood stove. And so that's not a fun job, but it needs to be done. And then pick your stuff up around the house. So they both have like a 10-minute timer that I expect them to set. And so for 10 minutes, if they just walk around and pick up their stuff, it means somebody else doesn't have to. And it's less cluttered. So those 2 chores are the reason why I wanted to talk about today the importance of having your kids do chores. So there's usually 2 sides of the story. Some parents are like, yeah, kids should have chores. And the other ones are, no, kids shouldn't. So I want to talk to the group of people that want their kids to have chores. That's what I'm going to discuss today. If you don't feel like your kids should have chores or help out around the house, it's your opinion. You are more than likely and welcome to share that below in the comments if you so desire. But I'm not here to start an argument. I'm just here to share what works for me and my family. So we have found over the years, my kids are 13 and 15, that chores are really beneficial. They really help our house run a bit smoother. It means that I'm not carrying the burden of everything, working outside the home, working inside the home, homeschooling, and doing everything around the house. It's too much. And so it's one way of avoiding burnout as well, is to get your family to help you out. So one thing that chores does do is it contributes to a child's maturity. So when children help out around the house, it really helps them to develop confidence. And so when they realize that there's a task that they can do and they can do well, it really helps build their confidence and gives them the courage to try new things. And it also, encourages self-discipline and strength of character. So these are really essential tools that can be taught just by doing chores around the house. Another thing that chores does is it really helps our children and prepare them to serve others. So it's been proven that children who do chores around the house learn to give willingly. They get to see the benefits of how helping others helps them feel good, but also helps them find a place in the home, helps them work with others, really works on that. Sorry, just a second, I'm phasing here. Work on that teamwork values. So these are some things that can really help our children. And as they grow older, it's been proven that as adults, they'll help out in community service, and we know how beneficial that can be. And because community service really helps everybody as a whole, right? Our community, our family, our neighborhoods. And the last thing is chores help promote family unity. So children come to realize that they're not only part of the family, but they're actually a very vital part of the family. They learn to work with others, they learn that what they're doing is important, and it can be really beneficial. So those are just 3 reasons why I feel that chores are super important for children in a family. Now, the big thing might be, how do you get your kids involved in chores? And I have 4 things that I always recommend, and one is to start early. So if your kids are older and you haven't started, it's not too late. But a lot of people will actually wait on purpose till their children are older. But if you start younger, it really helps them to develop the habit of helping around the house. So just like little things that they can do at their age. So children, when they're really young, like 2 and 3, they love to imitate mom and dad or their older brothers and sisters. So if you can get them involved in helping you do simple tasks that you do around the house, it's really good to do that at a young age. Always, number 2 is remember that this time is a great way to spend time with your kids. So if you find that you're really busy and you don't get along a lot of that one-on-one time with your children, doing a chore with them allows you to have that one-on-one time with your child. It's a great opportunity to have conversations when they're older. Hi, Michelle. Exactly. She says, my boys loved helping out with chores when they were young. And it's true. When your kids are young, they want, well, okay. All right, I'm going to share a story. When my son was little, I had a vacuum that had a canister that you pulled behind. I think they're still around. And he loved to sit on that. I would vacuum and kind of pull him around. Now, he's really little, 1.5, so he wasn't, going to break it or anything. And he used to vacuum, and I have photos of him lying on the couch vacuuming the carpet because he thought it was fun. Or, he'd pull up a chair and help do dishes, and my daughter did the same thing when they were little. So let them have these opportunities, make it fun. Oh, sorry. Max is saying hi. Or the plow went by. Another thing that you want to do with chores is make it fun, especially when they're younger. So go ahead and make it a game. How fast can you pick up your toys? Or playing basketball, trying to get the dirty clothes in the hamper or into the washer. Teaching the little ones their colors by getting them to sort the laundry. So just remember to try to have fun, and also make sure that the chores that you are giving your child are age appropriate. Now, there's tons of lists out there for age appropriate chores for certain children, but just remember it's your kid. So some children are more than capable of doing some things at a certain age, and some are not. So if you're getting a young child to sort the laundry into the colors, but they don't know their colors, this might seem counterproductive and overwhelming, and it won't build confidence. So really make sure that you're choosing age-appropriate chores for your child. Not everybody's children are the same, okay? And the last point I want to bring out was super hard for me, is to remember your objective. So what is the reason you're getting your children to do these chores? It's to teach them life skills, to teach them confidence, to make them feel part of the family, and it is not to make sure they do it your way. Now, my kids will attest that I have a very hard time with this, especially with folding my towels. So So I fold my towels in a very particular way for a reason, and it's so it will fit in the cupboard. So my children will fold the towels, and they will not fold it the same way that I do. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I have to remember, will it fit in the cupboard? And are they kind of neat? And if they do that, yes, great. Okay, mission accomplished, move on, let it go. Exactly, Michelle. I know. Why do we fold towels a certain way? And everybody folds them differently. My mom folds them one way. I fold them a different way. The kids kind of sort of fold them their way. Anyways, so we have to remember that the point of the task was to teach them these things, and to remember that it's going to take them longer, right? Yes, you can do it faster. You can do it your way, but that's kind of productive to the point of getting your kids to do the chores, right? The point is to teach them these things, but also if you get your children in the habit of doing these chores and they learn to do them well, it really will make your life easier, because then you're not spending all this time trying to pick up and do all these things and being pulled in a million directions when you already have a plate full. So really remember that it's to be focused on the task that you want done, and not necessarily the way that it's done, or that it's performed the way that you would do it. So those are my reasons, my very personal reasons, why I feel that chores are important for kids. It helps build confidence, it helps them serve others, and helps them find their place in the family role. And the 4 ways I think that you can do this is do them together, which allows you to spend time with them, and they'll learn from you, right? Because they like to follow your example. Jody says, I love the idea of making them fun. Doing work together does not have to be a bad day. Yes, exactly. So make it fun. Keep them age appropriate. So remember, you are a child. I really hesitate, because I've written about chores on my website before. I hesitate to group chores by age, because some children just are not ready for certain chores. And then they get overwhelmed and discouraged, and the parent gets overwhelmed and discouraged. So you know your child, you know them best, you know what they're capable of, so just kind of work within that and make sure that it's not all about how it's done or how fast it's done, but are they getting the overall, purpose. So that's not to say you shouldn't teach them the proper way to do things, but then they may adjust it and make it their own, and if it works and it's still doing the same thing, then yay! Okay, so that's my topic for today, was all about chores and how to make your life a little easier. I realize that is not everybody's viewpoint on chores. And I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up. And I'm going to say goodbye and find out why the dog is growling at the front door. So thanks so much, guys. And you guys have a great day.